So what does the aura do? Well, we don't fully know, I think, is the answer to that. And we'll have lots of we don't fully knows as we go through the course. But we do know that it holds information. So it reflects your health, your emotions, your thoughts, but also your spiritual condition. All of that is reflected in there. It actually even can tell you about events that are due to happen. So because it's radiating out and it's discerning, remember what I said about how you can step forward on the travelator and you can say to somebody, move. Your aura is able to discern that information before your mental brain knows that somebody's behind you and potentially has malintent and wants to do something to you. So it can read information like that. But also, once you get really good at it, sometimes you can even see illness coming into the body. But I want to be very clear that this course, and even the practitioner course, I would say the same thing, is not about it being a diagnostic tool. It's merely about understanding more about what's going on hidden from the eyes. So, for example, you might look at a piece of information in the physical body and say, well, oh gosh, I know what that's supposed to mean. That might mean something wrong with somebody's heart, or might mean something's wrong with got some cancer. I would really strongly advise you not to go down the route of panicking and thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have a heart attack, or oh my God, there's cancer forming. But however, it is worth going to the doctor and saying, can you just do me a bit of a blood pressure test, or I'm really interested in having a bit of an MOT in the body, and make sure everything else is okay. It's certainly not a diagnostic test to say, oh, this person's got cancer. Not how it works at all. And because it changes from moment to moment, which it definitely does, and when we get to the emotional body, we'll be looking at that, like checking in several times a day, and you'll see it changes because of course our moods change several times a day. So does the physical side as well. So you don't necessarily have to panic straight away when you see high blood pressure. It might just be that that person's high blood pressure is high because they're annoyed and things like that. But it does filter information, and it can show things that are going to happen. And actually, I always say that it's both my superpower and my curse that I am like that all the time. I think this is maybe a thing of being a Cancerian too, that I can wake up. Funnily enough, I did it this morning and went, I feel really anxious and I don't know what it's about. Something feels very off. So I will write it in my book, and I know that I work 2 weeks ahead. So 2 weeks ahead from now, I'm going to say what happened today, because I don't think it's going to be a great day. But that is reading your aura, reading your dreams, having that kind of psychic perception through it. But what it most certainly does is it protects us. It will filter out information and let it through slowly. So for example, if somebody is in shock, for example, it will stop too much information about what they've seen going in. It will hold that information. And of course you can see how that might be problematic for the future, that it stays there. You know, the person can't comprehend all of that, so it filters it out. And it also protects the physical body. So what we'll be working towards in this first module is being able to protect it and to understanding what we mean by damage, tears and things like that. But when it's whole, when it is intact and healthy, then it protects the body, the physical body, from external forces. It definitely, if it's damaged, for example, we can often feel very tired, we can feel very confused and feel very vulnerable. We have this sense that we are vulnerable because we're not protected. So right at the very surface level of cleansing the aura of negative stuff, I mean, for me, that's always static. I can go into like a TV shop and the static will disturb me, but it can also be people who are nasty. You know, you can pick up, you felt it, haven't you? You just, I feel, just feel like I've taken on all your, we can cleanse it, but also we can protect it to make us, make ourselves feel more protected, less vulnerable in life.